Hello everyone, this video will be for the quiz 4, how to answer these questions correctly. So let's look at the first question. The first question is, find the standard enthalpy change of formation of propane 1-ol. So they've given us three things, and these three things are combustion. So first thing, we just complete the equation. So carbon plus oxygen equals to carbon dioxide. And then again, have the habit of writing this down on the side. Next, we have H2 plus O2 H2O. Now again, standard enthalpy change of combustion. So that means 1 mole of substance is not the correct answer. It should be 1 mole of reactant combusted. So this one must be 1 mole. So this is what we have over here. So you cannot put 2 here and then 2 here. Next, finally, we have combustion of propane 1-ol, and then carbon dioxide and water. Again, balance the equation. 3 here, 3. Next will be 7 plus 1, 8, so 4. 4 plus 6, 10. 10 minus 1, 9, so 9/2. Okay. Now, of course, we have to form propane 1-ol, formation of propane 1-ol. So C3H7OH, we have to form this. So with carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So balance this again. 3, 4, and we have half of oxygen because 1 oxygen is here. So I'll write this down here as well. So -2021. Alright, so before you start a question, even how to solve this, you must write all of these following down. So if you cannot write this down till yet, you still have to practice quite a lot. Alright, so we have to find carbon. So here you can see we have 3 carbon. Which equation has 3 carbon? The first one has 1 carbon. We have to multiply by 3. So 3 here, and then 3 here. So don't forget to multiply by 3. Next, we are looking for hydrogen. Now hydrogen is over here. Which equation has hydrogen? Yes, the second one. So we add, but however, there's 4 mole of hydrogen here, there's 1 mole, so we times by 4. So 4, this will be 4/2. That means, in other words, this will become 2, and then this will become 4 times 4 over here. So again, these 2 equations are done. So I put a tick next to it. And finally, we have, now as I said, oxygen, all of them have oxygen. So I'm going to skip oxygen and move on to the final one. The final one is propane 1-ol. It's on the right side. Propane 1-ol over here is on the left side. So what I do is I have to flip this equation. So C3H7OH plus 9/2 oxygen, 3 carbon dioxide plus 4 hydrogen water. And then this will become +2O21. And we don't need this anymore. Okay, so if you have a look at it, so this was on the right side, this will become right side. And now we have to see whether we can delete all the unnecessary stuff. 3 carbon dioxide on the right side, 3 carbon dioxide on the left side. 4 water on the right side, 4 water on the left side. We have 5 water here, and then 9/2 here. So that means 5 minus 4.5, we get 1.5 left. And therefore you get the answer correct. And many of you did not write this way, so again, have the habit. Standard enthalpy change of formation of propane 1-ol equals to -394 times 3 plus -286 times 4 plus +2021. And then after calculation, you should get -305 kJ per mole. and that's how you get 3 marks. So again, write everything down. All right, change the equations like that into this, and then see what you're looking for. So ask yourself, okay, carbon is on the left side, which equation has carbon? So the first one times 3, move on to the next one. So it's very step by step. You don't have to do it on your own randomly. So just do step by step, ask yourself these questions, and eventually you should be able to solve this. Okay. Now question 2, the enthalpy changes of which of the following reactions can only be obtained by applying Hess's law? So Hess's law states that you need to have initial, final minus initial. In other words, you must have multiple stages. So let's look at the first one. The first one is combustion of ethanol. Now, combustion of ethanol can be directly calculated through experiment. So we have done experiment of propanol in the lab, so you can directly find. So can we apply Hess law here? No. Okay, so we cannot apply Hess law here because it's directly from experiment. Now let's look at this one. This one is acid plus alkali, all right, equal to salt. And again, this one is neutralization. So again, can be done in experiment directly, so we don't have to have multiple steps. Whereas this one cannot be done experimentally directly. We have to do multiple steps. We have to find formation of CaCO3. We have to do combustion of CaO in order to find this one. So therefore, this will be the B will be the correct answer. So anything you have to do this one, all right, any equation that you have to use this method is using Hess's law. So if you don't have to do this, for example, for question 1 and 3, you can directly obtain it from experiment. Therefore, they're not applying Hess's law. Whereas this one cannot be directly obtained from the experiment. You have to find other stuff first and then find the final answer, which is using calculation. So therefore, B is the correct answer. All right, moving on to question 3. Now, I've explained a little bit in the lesson time. So here I'm just going to be telling you in details what's happening. So now we have 4 equations given to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're asking us to find formation of nitric acid. Okay, so as I said, first thing you have to do is, no matter what, formation of nitric acid. So I'm gonna write it here. Nitric acid is HNO3. So I'll need hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. So formation, 1 mole of substance formed under the standard state. So we need to make sure it's 1 mole here, so we have to do this one over here. So 3/2. Next, let's look at these. So we have water. Now this is formation, so H2 plus O2. So I like to keep the arrows on the same side so it's easy to see. And formation, so it's 1 mole, so I need to do this. And then delta H is -242. Next is nitrogen monoxide. So nitrogen plus oxygen equal to monoxide. Balance equation. Again, we need 1 mole of substance formed, so I cannot put 2 here. All right, so I have to half it here. So positive 90. Next, I have N2 plus O2 again, forming N2O4. And positive 9, so again balance, so this is 2 here. And finally, don't forget the 4th one, which is 3N2O4 plus 2H2O, 4HNO3 plus 2NO, and it's -103. Okay, so we have quite a lot of things. So always look at what we're looking for over here. Now hydrogen. We have hydrogen over here, so 1 equation. Nitrogen, we have 2 equations of nitrogen. Oxygen, we have 3 equations of oxygen. And the product, nitric acid, we have 1 equation of nitric acid. So that's how you approach. You ask yourself, which equation can I work on first? So if you go from left to right, you will notice that I can deal with hydrogen first. So hydrogen is half over here. But the equation given us is 1 mole. So what do? Instead of multiplying, here we have to divide it by 2. So over here, I will divide it by 2. So the whole equation divided by 2. So 1/2. So 1/2 divided by 2 is 1/4. And this will become 1/2. So I'm done with this equation. I will not be touching this equation anymore. Okay, so I put a tick next to it. Next, you notice that I will not touch the equation with nitrogens because there are 2 equations. Oxygens, there are 3 equations. In other words, 2 equations now. And nitric acid over here is on the right side. So what we're going to do here is, instead of, now we need 1 mole, but given us, we are given 4 moles. So what do we do is we have to divide it by 4. Okay, so that's over here again. We need 1 mole, but we have 4 moles. So we have to divide the whole equation by 4. So if this one become half, so this will be gone, become 1, this will become half, and this will become 3/2. And this equation is done. Okay. Now we have 2 equations left. So for nitrogen, there are 2 equations, so I cannot touch with it yet. But you will notice there's N2O4 over on this side. Now, however, N2O4, do we keep it? No, we have to get rid of N2O4. However, you will notice that in order to delete N2O2, I need the same quantity. In other words, same number of mole. I got 3/2 over here, but I have 1 mole over here. So I have to get rid of this, otherwise the equation should not have this. Since this equation is fixed and this isn't, so I will be changing this. By what? I have to make these 2 equal, so that means I'll multiply with 3/2. Okay, so 3/2 over here. So 3/2 becomes 3 over here, and then 3/2. And this is fixed. Okay.